Good day, viewers. You are welcome to another session of Let's Talk with Abiola. Uh, have you ever wondered what an outcome of a step that you're about to take, what the outcome might be? Have you find yourself in a situation that you're thinking, maybe considering some things to do, considering some steps to take, and you're wondering, this step I'm about to take, will it lead to success, or will it cause failure? Will it cause regret or something? But I want you to just hold on for me for like 5, 6 minutes. Let's talk together. So I learned from my study today that sometimes it is valuable to take steps even when there is only a slim chance of success, regardless of the risk involved. Regardless of the risk involved. Because I learned that from Second Kings chapter 7, verse 3 to 8. I'm going to quickly go ahead and read that scripture. Second Kings chapter 7, verse 3 to 8. Don't forget that on this forum of Let's Talk with Abiola, I have said that when I study the Bible, any verse that minister to me, I want to share it with others to bless others, because yeah, when a verse blesses me, I love to share it with others. And I would don't mind you leaving your comment, whatever you think about this particular scripture verse that I'm about to read. That's Second Kings chapter 7, verse 3 to 8. So it's titled here, I'm reading Good News Version. Said the Syrian army leaves. 4 men who were suffering from a dreaded skin disease were outside the gates of Samaria. And they said to each other, "Why would we wait here until we die? It is no use going into the city, because we will starve to death in there. But if we stay here, we'll die also. So let's go to the Syrian camp. The worst they can do is kill us. But maybe they will spare our lives." So, as it began to get dark, they went to the Syrian camp. But when they reached it, no one was there. The Lord had made the Syrians hear what sounded like the advance of a large army with horses and chariots. And the Syrians thought that the king of Israel had hired Hittite and Egyptian kings and their armies to attack them. That was why the Syrians fled. So that evening, the Syrians had fled for their lives, abandoning their tents, horses, donkeys, and leaving the camp just as it was. Verse 8. When the 4 men reached the edge of the camp, they went into a tent, ate, and drank what was there, grabbed the silver, the gold, and clothing they found, and went off and ate them. Then they returned, entered another tent, and did the same thing. In essence, they saw excess, they saw abundance in the tent, and they took a lot of it. And let me quickly read verse 9. They said to themselves, but then they said to each other, "We shouldn't be doing this. We have good news. We shouldn't keep it to ourselves. If we wait on the money to tell it, we are sure to be punished. Let's go right now and tell the king's officers." So that's another lesson, that even though when I was studying the area that I actually that I plan to talk about, I did not actually include that in verse 9, but that's another good point there, which I will quickly mention. So let's look at what happened. These 4 men, there was a famine in the land of Israel, and these four men were suffering from severe skin disease. And suffering from severe skin disease like that, they couldn't be in the city. They were outside the gate, outside the city gate. So technically, at that point, they had challenges. And these four men, faced with these significant challenges, they evaluated their situation. And they identify three options from that scripture that we read. Number one, option one is they could decide to remain in their current situation, take no action, and die there. Second option, when they evaluated their situation, the second option they came up with is go into the city where there was famine and starve to death. That's another option. And the third option was to go to the Syrian camp and risk being killed, but there was a slim chance of being spared. If you look at that verse 7, no, sorry, verse 4, they said, let's go, we could go to the Syrian camp. The worst that could happen is that probably they will kill us. Or you may find favor, they may spare our lives. So it means that there was a slim chance of success if they take the third step. That is to be spared. And if they are spared, they know that they will be fed, they will receive food from the Syrians. So the four men chose the third option and headed to the Syrian camp. To their surprise, instead of meeting death, because that's like the first thing that came to their mind, that if they choose to go to the Syrian camp, that the worst that could happen is that the Syrians will kill them. But instead of being killed, they encountered miraculous abundance and surplus. What could have led to their death turned out to be their breakthrough. So when I studied this, I was meditating seriously about it. And these moral lessons came to my mind. Number one, it is risky to do nothing about your current situation and hope it will improve. It is risky to do nothing about your current situation and sit, fold your hands, and be hoping that it will improve. Number two, evaluate the steps you can take and choose the one that has a chance of success, even if it comes with risk. Sit down, think, evaluate different steps that you can take to better your life, different steps that you can take that has chance of success. You know, when you're taking a step, it's only God that can determine if the outcome of it is going to be successful or not. So evaluate those steps and decide to choose the one that has a chance of success, no matter how slim, even if it comes with risk. And the third thing that I learned is commit that chosen path to the Lord, and He will guide you toward achieving your desires. And that is in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 to 7. That buttress that third moral lesson. Commit any step that you have come up with that you feel this has a little chance of success. Commit that step into God's hands before you embark on it, so that He will guide you towards achieving your desires. So before we leave today, let's quickly read that Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 to 7. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 to 7. Good News Version. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Never rely on what you think you know. Never rely on what you think you know. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Remember the Lord in everything you do, and He will show you the right way. There's always a right way to achieving whatever you desire to do, whatever step you have chosen to take. There's always a right way to achieving it. So never let yourself think that you are wiser than you are. Simply obey the Lord and refuse to do wrong. Simply obeys the Lord and refuse to do simply obey the Lord and refuse to do wrong. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Everything you want to do, commit it into his hands, and he will guide you in the right way to go. That's my brief exhortation to you out there today. It blesses my soul, and I decide to share it with others so that it can bless your soul too. Have a blessed day and stay safe.